I just bought this Ruger 1022 target. This is discontinued now. They have the target light. And also, if you notice my rear bag, I couldn't find mine. If you know what's happening in the world today, you know how funny this is. Coronavirus. This has been discontinued. I looked up the model number or the serial number, and on Ruger's website it shows us this was either made in 2013 or 2014, or mid-March of 2020. So this has been discontinued, but it's got the 20-inch heavy bull barrel on it. It had a target trigger in it, but it's just them polishing the standard 1022 trigger. I had a BX trigger, which is still not great, but it is better. It was about 8 to 10 ounces lighter on this BX trigger, so I put that BX trigger into this target. I'll probably end up getting a better trigger than that. I'm shooting some standard velocity to start off with here. These are the very first rounds I've ever shot through, and it's a brand new and old new stock, so it hasn't had hardly any rounds through it, or none. So these are going to be the first rounds I've ever put through it that's ever been put through it besides at the factory. So I'm going to start off with some standard velocity just to get on paper and stuff and just to see how it likes it. I have some of this rifle match, I have some Cinerex, also have some Ely target that's still in the box over there that I'll try also just to see what's up. But there's that other mag, couldn't find it. Okay, so starting off with some standard velocity, and like I said, these are the first round. So I've got that splatter target, or whatever the high-vis target on the bottom just to get me on paper. I bore sighted it at the house, and I'll see how close that got us. And then, so I got several things going. I put it to 25 inch-pounds on the screw there, on the action screw, or to screw the stock to the action. Got my Wheeler fat wrench, and I'm gonna play with those settings to see what gets us good. But all right, enough talking. Let's put this on target and see where we're at. So elevation's good. Windage. Actually, I'm gonna do it like this. Beautiful day out here. Beautiful, beautiful day. The wind's hardly blowing. Mid to upper 60s. I don't get prettier than this around here this time of year. Got a Vortex Diamond 4 to 12 adjustable objective. Not the greatest, but what I'm doing. Right there. Actually, this was a little bit less than 25, about 23 or 24. I don't know. It's probably not exact anyway, but whatever. I'm going to put it up to about 30. I'm going to try 30 and see what happens. Okay. So like I said, these are discontinued, and I just found this one on Gunbroker. Got a good deal on it. 312 bucks. Free shipping, no tax. So that was awesome. So $25 transfer fee, $337 total. But these, I can't find these anywhere, but CDNN has the kind of it's a laminate stock also, but it's kind of like stained black, purplish, and it's got the stainless barrel on it. But exact same rifle, just, well, except for stainless barrel. Assume on the first string of rounds, after you make a setting, that's going to be what it is. You need to let things kind of settle in, whether it's scope setting or changing the stock or anything. It needs to go through the recoil of several rounds before it settles into what it's got. Oof. That was no good shot. go a little fast here. Same thing, can't tell much of a difference. Now I see all kinds of lead shavings here. Just a little bit less than 15. So many variables, so many variables. Still so many that I don't even understand, but okay. Empty. I'm gonna lock the bolt back. Okay, I've got this Sharpshooter X-Ring limb saver de-resonator thing, barrel de-resonator. Who knows? I was just thinking of everything. Okay, mine is not free-floated, so it says start with about 3/4 inch on the end of the barrel. I have to do this like that, I think. Make that work. All right, let's just see if that changes anything. Hear that pheasant calling? So awesome. I don't know. It's a better group. It's a better group, but there's who knows what's going on. I really am skeptical about that working. I just don't believe in stuff like that. I just don't feel like anything like that ever works. It's all just snake oil most of the time. I mean, I could see why it would work. So I'm just skeptical of it. But for 10 bucks, I thought, let's give it a shot anyways. So that group opened up again a little bit more. All right, bottom right bull. Oh yeah, it opened way up. Okay, well. I don't know. Maybe tighten them up just a little bit because I can definitely tell that it has affected where the grooves are. I'm gonna try with the Ruger Precision Rimfire. See what we can get it to do. Should be it. Okay, well. I'm going to shoot two 10-round groups of Center X. I have no idea how long that camera's been off. That's been a good camera, I just got it recently, but it does that from time to time. It just shuts off. I have no idea why it does that. Piece of junk. Holy moly. So every 2 months I participate in a 22 competition. It's the CMP Rimfire Sporter competition, whatever. You can look up the rules on that. But I've been using this Ruger Precision Rimfire for it, and I've shot a lot of rounds through this in that competition. And I've always done okay with it, but I just can't seem to get to the next level. And so part of the problem, well, the problem is me. And the other guys who beat me every time, they're just better at this than I am. But with the Ruger Precision Rimfire, I just can't get there. And I think one of my main problems is having to run the action. And there's not much I've upgraded. I have put a new little bolt handle on there. Other than that, there's really nothing that I've done. Same pistol grip here. I've got the SWFA 12 by 42, which is a good one. Fixed power, but it tracks really well, and adjustable objective on it, so it's a good scope. So I've just been thinking I just need a semi-auto for what I'm doing, because there's two of the rounds in there where you shoot from prone, but it's unsupported prone. So no bipod, no sandbags or anything. The only thing you can have is a sling. So it really is more about being consistent and more about being able to just stay on, because you're not resting on a bipod or anything like that. It really is testing your ability, which is pushing me. So anyways, with the bolt action, I'm having to run the action and everything, and I've just gotten to thinking, I think if I had a semi-auto, that I would be in a better position to maybe compete a little bit better. So I've had the Ruger Precision Rimfire for probably a couple years now. And just recently, this is March 14th of 2020, and I just bought this last week. And this is the Ruger target model, Ruger 1022 target model. It's got this laminate stock. It's got the heavy 20-inch barrel. This model is discontinued now. And I've got range video of this, and I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to talk about some of that. So I'm not going to go through everything here. But anyways, that's the reason I got this. And I know there's a lot to upgrade. I know there's all kinds of stuff to be said about that. There's so many variables. And even with, this Cold Hammer Forged barrel, it's good. But I know you can get better barrels, better everything. Trigger and stock and just everything about it. So I understand that. But I just wanted to, with what I got here, to try to make that work. So I got this on Gunbroker. I got it for $312 from Runnings Outdoor, I believe is the name of the place, and they are awesome. They had this shipped out literally an hour after my FFL gave them their information. It was in FedEx's hands, so they're good, definitely good. Running outdoors, I think they're in Minnesota or something like that. So I just wanted to check and see. So I shot a bunch of groups with this, and I'll talk about it in the video at the range. But one thing that I was testing was, I always hear people talking about, you know, the torque setting on that, and so I definitely played with that. And then also I had this de-resonator, which I know a lot of people think this is junk, and it is. I don't believe in snake oil. I just thought for $10 I would try it. And I tried it, and this definitely changed the point of impact. So it's doing something. And for the first group I shot with it, it tightened the group up, but then the next group just went back to what it was doing before. So all of these groups are from the 1022, and I started here and just worked my way like this. And what I did is, for these three is where I changed the torque setting on the screw to action screw, whatever, the stock to action screw. These were all at about 25 pounds, these were all at about 30 pounds, and then these were all at about 14 pounds. And you can see there's really not much difference in any of that. This group right here, this is whenever I put this little thing on right here, and you can see how it favored going to the right on all of these. I just didn't have it sighted in well enough, but it favored going to the right on all of these. And when I put this in, I didn't touch the scope setting at all, and you can see how it started to favor center. So it changed something on what was happening. And on this first group, you can see it tightened it up right there, and that probably was my best group of the whole day. And so that right there is about right under 7/10 of an inch. And all of these are 10 round groups. Every single one of them is 10 round groups. So definitely not great groups. All of them are right at an inch. On all of them, there's always a little flyer there, but about an inch or a little bit less on all those. And again, all of these are with the 1022, and I'll show this on video. So here, and okay, I'll try to remember what happened here. Some of these groups I'll have to try to remember. I think it was these two I shot. So all of this was with standard velocity here. Then these two right here were shot with Center X. Then these four groups down here are from the Ruger Precision Rimfire. And on this I started and worked my way like this. So this is with standard velocity, this is with Center X, and this is with Center X. And so what I can see there is there's not much difference in these groups from this 1022 to this Ruger Precision Rimfire. And so to me that's a good thing, because you know, they're none of them are great groups. I'm not saying they're great groups, but I'm just saying that if this shoots about as accurately as this does, then I'm going to be in better shape, because with this being semi-auto, especially in the fast rounds where you have 25 seconds to shoot 5 rounds, with me just being able to stay on, I know I'm going to be able to do better in that competition. So the thing is here, I'm just basically, in comparing these, I'm just comparing their accuracy, and for my samples and for everything else that was going on, these two shoot about as accurately as each other. And I understand there's 1,000 variables where could affect all kinds of stuff. So, you know, all of that's true, and my test here doesn't prove anything to anybody about any situation. It's just for you to see what happened with mine here. So I got the Ruger 1022 Target, which this model is discontinued now, and the Ruger Precision Rimfire in 22.